Lakers basketball is officially back. The Lakers kick off their preseason playing the Golden State Warriors, and we've got all the info on this very exciting matchup, so make sure to stay tuned. You're watching Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. What's up, Laker fam? I'm your host, Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han, and I am in an amazing mood today because Laker basketball is officially back. It has been a long 6 months not watching a Laker game, but now we can put all of those dark times behind us and move on to some bright and exciting times because the Lakers are back and they are going to be better than ever this season. We are starting the preseason off playing against the Golden State Warriors in the Golden State's new Chase Center, that new fancy arena they've built that's going to be the home for the Warriors. So that's going to be very exciting that the Lakers are the first team they're going to play against in there. And it's also going to be the first time that we are finally going to see this new roster come together. Obviously, you've been hearing rave reviews from a lot of the players, the coaching staff, really just everyone during training camp. But now we're finally going to be able to see for ourselves this new team in a game situation. Of course, also, I'm sure everyone is well aware and very excited to see Anthony Davis. This is also going to be his first time playing on the court as a member of the Purple and Gold. So I, for one, cannot wait for this matchup. So today, I thought we could preview this game, talk about these two teams, talk about who really has the advantage. And I'm curious, just off the bat, who do you think is going to win this first preseason game, the Lakers or the Warriors? If you think it's the Los Angeles Lakers, type L down below, or if you think it is the Golden State Warriors, type G down below. Obviously, we all know I'm Laker Han. I'm going with our Los Angeles Lakers, but nonetheless, it'll be a very exciting matchup. So let's get into this preview, this game day preview. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below so that you do not miss a single second of your Los Angeles Lakers. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a follow on my Instagram at Hannah Rose Kulik and my Twitter at Hannah_Kulik. All right, now starting off, one of the biggest things that I think we're gonna have to keep our eye out on for this first game is who's going to be in that starting lineup, because although it may change throughout the preseason, we may kind of see different starting lineups throughout that preseason. I would tend to think that whoever head coach Frank Vogel comes out with that starting five on the first night in this game is most likely going to be that starting lineup on opening night, October 22nd, when the regular season starts. So I think that's something that we should be paying close attention to. If I had to take a guess, right now I would say that the starting lineup is most likely going to be Rajon Rondo. We're going to have Danny Green back with him in the backcourt. We're going to have LeBron and Anthony Davis as our forwards, and then JaVale McGee as our center. So that is who I think right now is going to be in that starting five in this first preseason game, and most likely to start the season. But definitely pay attention because it could be a little clue as to who we see in that opening night against the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, another thing that I think we need to also discuss is the minutes restrictions. I think that Anthony Davis and LeBron are going to play some minutes, obviously, but they're not going to play too many minutes. I think for this first matchup, we're going to see them play about 12-15 minutes. Now, those numbers may go up as the preseason kind of continues and we get closer to the regular season. But for now, I think it's safe to say LeBron and AD are most likely going to play about 12 to 15 minutes, which still gives us a good amount of time to really be able to see those two in action. So I'm not complaining about those minutes, but I think they will go up as the preseason continues and we get closer to the regular season. Another thing that of course we do have to mention is that Kyle Kuzma is not going to be in this matchup, unfortunately. As we are all aware by now, Kuz is still suffering from that ankle, that foot injury that he got back when he was practicing with Team USA. So he is unable to play in this first matchup. Also, he's not going to be playing in these next few games for the preseason when the Lakers play in China against the Nets. And most likely, he probably will not be playing in a majority, if not all of these preseason matchups. But you just never know. He will have an MRI once the Lakers come back from their exhibition games in China. But for now, Kuz is unfortunately going to be sitting out, continuing to rest and rehab and just get healthy to hopefully be able to start the regular season. Now, something that I'm really curious to see in this first game is how the coaching staff balances the minutes, especially with the point guards, and how is that point guard rotation going to look, because the Lakers have a lot of guards on this roster. We are a very guard heavy roster, especially in that point guard spot. There are so many guys who could really earn some minutes. Obviously, we have Alex Caruso, who was kind of a fan favorite, you know, from these last couple of years, especially last season. He really finished the season out strong, so I would expect him to get some minutes. Of course, then we have Avery Bradley, who we've been hearing is killing it in training camp. I would expect to see him get some consistent minutes. So which guy is going to be the odd man out in this point guard rotation? Is it going to be Quinn Cook? I'm not necessarily sure, especially because the Lakers could use a guy like Quinn Cook to be able to be that knockdown three-point shooter. Obviously, Cook is an amazing three-point shooter. He averages about 41% on his career. So he's a guy that the Lakers could definitely use, but he may unfortunately be the guy kind of standing outside looking in, just because obviously Rondo is most likely going to start, and then we have Alex Caruso, who's really turned a lot of heads, gained a lot of respect in this league, and is expecting to play some minutes, and then Avery Bradley, who's just been completely killing it, is going to be getting some minutes as well. So I'm curious to see how head coach Frank Vogel kind of balances the point guard minutes and all just the guard rotations in general. And then, of course, how he's going to balance the minutes of Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. Like I said, I would assume JaVale is going to get that starting spot, but I would love to see Dwight Howard still get some consistent minutes, because I've just been hearing great things about him. He looks strong, he looks healthy, and obviously, as we all know, he's a very talented player. He was one of the best centers in the league, just one of the best players in the league a few years ago. So Dwight Howard could definitely be seeing some consistent minutes. And if Dwight makes the most of those minutes like I'm expecting him to, then he very well may end up replacing JaVale McGee and being that starting center on opening night. So definitely kind of pay attention to those two guys. See who's getting more consistent minutes and what players they are also playing with, because that could definitely factor in on opening night which one of those guys ends up getting that starting spot. Now, besides our kind of rotations, another thing that we should be looking to keep an eye out on, and something that I'm excited to see as well, is, you know, the fact that Kyle Kuzma is out and the only other forward is Jared Dudley. So I would expect that we are also going to see some of the guys that the Lakers had during their summer league, like Javonte, who led the nation in rebounding and in my opinion just played really well for us during the summer league, was definitely the Lakers' best player for them during that summer league. And of course, then we also have Jordan Caroline, who played really well for us during the summer league. And then the guy that I'm sure a lot of people really want to see, the Greek Freak's little brother Kostas, who signed that two-way deal with the Lakers, may also end up getting some minutes. So we could definitely see Kostas on the floor for us. I know that's something that a lot of people have been asking me about. Will he get the minutes? And I definitely think, especially because Kuz is out and the Lakers' only other forward is Jared Dudley, I think that Kostas could definitely see some minutes out there. Obviously, that would make a lot of people excited. He's very raw, still very young, but still, if he's even close to as good as his brother, then he could be a very talented player. So I'm curious, do you guys think that Kostas is going to get some minutes in this first preseason matchup against the Warriors? If you do, type Y down below. If not, type N down below. Alright, now before we continue and talk about Golden State's roster and some of the guys that we need to be keeping our eye out for, I want to let you in on an amazing promotion that one of Chat Sports' sponsors, BetDSI, is offering us Laker fans. So if you like to bet on your favorite sports teams, doesn't even have to be the NBA, it can also be the NFL, it can be baseball, it can be honestly any one of your favorite sports teams, then go to chatsports.com/bet and enter the Lakers promo code that they have given us Laker fans. It is Lakers120 and you will get 120% deposit bonus to play. So huge shout out to our sponsor BetDSI for giving us an opportunity to win some serious cash. Make sure that you guys take advantage of this really special opportunity because it's not going to be going on for much longer, but it's an awesome promo. I'm super grateful for BetDSI for letting us all have the chance to win some extra money this season. So let's move on though. Let's talk about Golden State, because Golden State has a new roster as well. They've got a lot of new additions to that team. Kevin Durant is gone, Sean Livingston is gone, Jordan Bell is gone, of course Quinn Cook is gone because he is now a Laker. Also, they have Klay Thompson, who is not going to be playing because he has that knee injury, which is most likely going to keep him out for most of the season. So they have, a lot of different kind of guys that they have. A lot of their kind of main guys that have been solid parts of that team are no longer with them. So it's going to be interesting to see this new dynamic to the Golden State Warriors. Now, obviously, the biggest attraction that everyone is going to be paying close attention to is the Warriors' big signing this summer, which was signing free agent D'Angelo Russell. Now, obviously, us Laker fans know D'Angelo pretty well, and there were also rumors that he was going to be coming back and playing for the purple and gold this summer. But, of course, he ultimately signed with the Golden State Warriors, and that has a lot of people kind of scratching their heads, really curious to see how that's going to play out, because D'Lo and Steph Curry have the ability to either be a very dynamic backcourt duo, or they have the ability to kind of just be a complete disaster. Last season, we did see D'Angelo Russell have the best season of his career. He really had a breakout season back when he played for the Brooklyn Nets. He was finally healthy. He was an Eastern Conference All-Star, so he had a great season, but there are still a few things that D'Angelo Russell is not known for being the best at. One is his work ethic. He's not known for being the hardest worker in the room, and also his defense. He's not known for being the best defender, which if you're going to be playing in the backcourt with Steph Curry, one of the reasons that Golden State was so successful was because Steph always played with Klay Thompson, who was a very good defender. But now that he is no longer with the team and D'Angelo was kind of his temporary replacement, how is that going to work? Because Steph isn't necessarily the best defender and D'Angelo isn't really known for being the best defender. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that works. So a lot of people are wondering, could this be the new temporary Splash Brothers, or is this going to be a complete disaster? That's going to be what everyone is paying close attention to opening night, is D'Angelo Russell and how he fits with this Golden State team moving forward. But besides D'Angelo Russell, Golden State also has a lot of new faces on that team. They have Willie Cauley-Stein, Alec Burks, Marquise Chris, so they are really a new team as well. So it's going to be an exciting, kind of interesting matchup, just because both of these teams have a lot of new faces, and this really is going to be the first time for both of these teams that they're really able to play in a game situation, kind of figure things out and see what they're going to need to adjust as the preseason continues and ultimately as we get into the regular season. So it's going to be a very exciting game. I am just so excited that Lakers basketball is finally back. Now, after this first preseason game against Golden State, the Lakers will have a few days off before they fly to China. They play the Brooklyn Nets in China for 2 games. Then they come back and play Golden State in California again for their last 3 games. So it's kind of a weird schedule. You know, we played Golden State 4 times, which is pretty random. I don't even remember the last time we played a team that much in the preseason. But at the end of the day, I am not complaining because Laker basketball is officially back. So that is going to be it for today's Lakers versus Golden State first preseason game preview. Comment down below what you are most looking forward to seeing in this matchup and who you think is going to get this win. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a double thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Chat Sports and the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel as well. And until next time, Laker Hannah's out. Bye, guys!